Well, I got a call this morning that they're in there again, and word is that Minister Mike Espat has told them to go in and cut, and that he will see to it that it gets de-reserved. Now, the history of the Maya Mountain Forest Reserve, it's been de-reserved 3 times. And you're free to call Dr. Percival Shaw. He's very knowledgeable. He's the most qualified forester in our country. He's freelance. He's a freelance consultant. And so it was de-reserved, I think the last time in 2017 or 2016, for farmland. And so everything was parceled out in 30-acre parcels and given out to farms. Well, I'll tell you, most of the people sold their land for a pittance. 300, 500 for a 30-acre parcel. Of course, you're just buying a lease document, and then people get it transferred and purchase price, and then you get title. But up to 2 weeks ago, I was offered 30 acres right in front of where we're logging from the D reservation, and the guy wanted $20,000. I told him I'm not interested. He called back the following week and said I'll take $15,000. So this is the record of these people that get land for farming, and I'm not afraid to say, you know, most of them were Belizeans that got this, and they've sold it to aliens. Most of it is Honduran, Guatemalan, and other foreigners that own these lands. And some of them are major landholders that bought up 10, 15, 20 of these 30-acre parcels and now have huge cattle ranches in what was once the reserve. So is that what they want to do again? Give out another 1,000 acres and split it up? When are we going to learn to preserve what we have? What we have is long-term sustainable license. Minister Espat, to please tell these guys to get out of the reserve. They are trespassing. It's illegal what they're doing, cutting survey lines in the forest reserve. They came out to do a report. The forestry came out to do a report the following day, and we're waiting for a word. But these guys are not letting up. On weekends, we see all of them going. We block the area that we put up a fence where they were entering, then chop the barbed wire and whatnot, and they go right in. And so this is one of the challenges that we're facing. Yes, sir.
There are 3 Minister Espats. Which one of the Minister Espats?
This is Minister Mike Espat, who is for Toledo East, I believe, which is where Trio and the Maya Mountain Forest Reserve falls under.
Okay. Forest reserves such as this, as you can see, I mean, there's only certain species that will grow in this type of soil, and Argosta is one of them. Right in front of us here is this Yemere with a sign on it. These are slow growing trees, and they require, or they prefer, very poorly fertile soils. They're very infertile, these soils, and you can look right down on the ground and see the type of soil that's here. This is very sandy. When you start to dig down into the soil profile, there's a narrow strip of organic layer. And so this type of soil, this has been mapped before in 1959 by Charles Wright, who had done a agricultural suitability study for the entire country. And so this area was all mapped out as unsuitable for agriculture. At the time, that was citrus and banana. And even to today, the new types of cultivated plants like pineapples, they don't do very well on the soil, and you just have to drive 400 feet down the road to see the failure of the farms. It requires a lot of high input of fertilizer to be productive. So it was decided in 1959 that land like this was best kept under forest cover for production of timber and other goods and services that you would get from a forest like this. And it's very important to keep on a forest cover because I mentioned the thin layer of organic matter. That's only there because of the leaves and the organic matter that falls from these trees. Once you remove the trees, that organic layer disappears, it decomposes quickly, and that's part of the reason why the soil is not very fertile.
So along with the illegal logging comes with a lot of illegal firearms that are used within the reserve, and we encounter these guys, and we have received numerous threats. Like I will share with you, I have a bullet hole on my vehicle that after we had an encounter in the San Pablo area where we had confiscated some lumber along with the Savannah Forest Department. Shortly after that, a bullet hole showed up on my vehicle. I don't think it's a coincidence, but illegal firearms is something that we deal with on a daily basis, encountering hunters, and these firearms license. So threats, we have received many.